Ms. Gibson, are you using the driveway now?
So the first half of the driveway is still used. It's a one car. You could do one car. I want to extend it so at least two cars can get in, and then I can charge extra.
Okay, got it. So is this a rental property?
Yes.
So you're saying that you currently cannot charge for 2 spots because you really can't, even though there's some work has been done, it's not level enough to use for 2 parking spots.
No.
I went there, a car was parked in there. Her car, she only parked one car there. She don't let her tenants park in there. That's her parking spot. She park her Porsche at. She don't share that driveway. That's not true.
Wait a second.
She can park all the way in there.
Yeah, I live in the upstairs apartment.
Yeah, she lives there.
Okay, so are you parking your car in that spot right now?
Parked there when I.
Hold on.
It's a driveway.
Right, you would have been able to park another vehicle and charge for that.
Yes.
Why can't you now? I realize it's not as nice.
Because I wanted it to actually be asphalted and look like an actual driveway. I didn't want to. I wanted that's the look that I was going for.
I understand that, but in terms of functionality, I mean, you could park a car on grass. You can park a car on a dirt road. I don't see compelling proof that this is not usable.
I didn't say it wasn't usable. It's just not. It wasn't what I wanted.
Got it.
I paid for $3,800 for.
So do you think you're entitled to the entire $3,800 back?
Yes.
If she called you today and you had never met her before, and this is what the place looked like, based on everything you've already done, and you were coming to see this for the first time.
Oh, you mean to finish it off?
Yes.
Oh,
and she said,
finish it off, I'll charge them $850. That'll be top.
that doesn't seem like enough.
That do seem like enough. If you know how asphalt goes for.
So what he did was over $2,000 worth of work.
More than
That's what.
$2,000
So I'm asking you what you think what he did was worth, and you said 0.
You can't say that's not true.
Hold on.
Okay, maybe $800 worth of work. He didn't even remove the the gate like he was supposed to. I had to pay extra to have them come haul that away.
Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and open this up to my colleagues for more questions.
Can I say one thing?
Mr. Bernie, hang on a second here. I have a question. When you got out of the hospital after recovering from COVID, when did you start working again?
Like about what, 2 months ago?
Do you see where she's coming from? You left this job a year ago.
Okay.
And it's not completed.
Let me tell you, when I got better, I came and seen. I was in front of the house.
Hold on.
She's the one informed me.
Hang on, Mr. Bernie, hang on a second. Ms. Gibson, were there communications between you and his son after April 10th?
No.
Well, she just
I
said
was
he
the only
talking
one
rude.
reaching
How you
out
say that then? She just a
initially.
minute ago said your son was rude to me. Not
I
true.
never spoke with your son ever.
Yeah.
All I got was a text. When
You just said my son was talking rude to you. That's why you took a different route.
no,
You just
no,
said
no,
that.
Stop talking to each other, guys. We have what we need.
That's enough, yeah.
All right, we have what we need to decide this case, so the parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both.
Well, that's a lie.
This court
My
is
son
now in
never got
recess.
rude with her.
Both can step out.
To me, it's clear the defendant owes her money.
Yeah.
He accepted $3,800 to do a job that he didn't finish.
And frankly, he has a legitimate reason morally, but even if he had just disappeared for 3 months in the hospital, that's not necessarily a legitimate defense legally to why he wouldn't refund her some of the money so that she could finish the job.
Refund her
Some of the money, yes.
$3,800.
She's not,
She
I
should not
agree.
be entitled.
She's not entitled
It's
to
a
the whole
bit
thing.
much. There is more than a little bit of work that somebody has to do to finish this job.
Yeah.
And if it was so easy, why didn't he finish it?
It's been a year.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that he came back 10 days after she filed the complaint.
Right. No. How much are we giving the plaintiff? Because we all agree she's getting some money back.
Yeah, well, that's a tough call. And
listen.
part of the problem has to fall to her.
But I hate to put too much of a burden on her.
No, we're not going to give her, I'm not going to give her nothing. When we're weighing it, I think we have to take into consideration that it was within her power to bring us an estimate.
Did he do the work to earn the $3,800?
I think half of it.
What he did with the gate, and that's part of it, was significant. I would suggest half.
So half of 38? And that's because she couldn't provide us
Right, if she had
an
a more...
estimate for what this thing would cost.
And
to finish
frankly,
the house.
he said $850, and we would be well within our right, I think, to just credit his testimony if we wanted to.
That
and we're
sounds
giving
way
her,
too low, too.
But it does, and we're giving her more than double that.
Yeah.
So to the extent that she feels like she should have gotten more, it's her failure to present the evidence we needed to give her more than half her money back.
I agree. So $1,900, unanimous verdict.
Best estimate.
All right.